One thing I learned throughout the years is that one of the best things a creative can do is to know their audience, then serve their audience. And in the current state of things, it's a very undervalued way of approach. It's like whenever someone has created something special, there's this automatic push to always expand and grow. How can I find ways to appeal to new people? And when it doesn't happen naturally, they tend to shift their methods, causing them to leave behind the people they appeal to in the first place. And I think an anime that really does this well of knowing their audience is Panty and Stocking, making no apologies for its wild, raunchy, spontaneous, especially sexual humor.
Guys, get your heads out of the gutter.
And random references from classic material of the past. It's like the plot alone acts as gatekeeping itself, serving as a middle finger, essentially saying, if you don't like what we have to offer,
why don't you get the hell out?
And I remember with season 2 dropping, I was worried that they might feel compelled to tone it down a bit, careful not to offend the feeble, frail-minded types who need a trigger warning for everything, like Rush Hour.
What's that?
Yes, that is a thing.
My daddy saved 5 crackheads from a burning building by himself.
My daddy once caught a bullet with his bare hands.
My daddy'd kick your daddy's ass all the way from here to China or Japan, wherever the hell you from, and all up that Great Wall, too.
Don't talk about my father.
Don't talk about my daddy.
And I'm glad to say they have not let me down, staying true to the core of what I want from Panty and Stocking. But of course, not everyone shares that opinion. New Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt isn't nostalgic, it's stuck in the past. Anime fans who waited for 15 years may be fine with this, but the highly anticipated sequel is currently holding itself back. Fans of the original Panty and Stocking and American adult comedies in general will love this throwback to the raunchy humor of the 90s up to the 2010s. But that's the problem. New Panty and Stocking episode 2 sense of humor is stuck in the past. It's not a problem, it's refreshing, but let's break it down. I have no qualms with somebody not finding the humor funny, to each his own, but I would rather something continue to succeed, serving a niche, maybe small audience while maintaining the core of what the people know it to be, than it failed trying to be something it's not with attempts to have massive reach outside of its core base. As this person said, fans of the series and 90s and 2000s adult comedy in general love this shit. It's a breath of fresh air when a creator has no constraints and is allowed to let loose like a wild bull in the streets, callous of who they might offend. Because I often hear, oh, you couldn't make that today. That comedy is way too offensive. You'll never get the green light for that to be made. And I think more than ever, people are starving for that edgy, unsafe humor, the type that makes your stomach hurt laughing uncontrollably. For instance, whenever I see someone of a new generation I know personally watch The Office, they can't help but laugh.
Man, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Maybe we could go out for a beer sometime and you could tell me how you do that to another dude.
Martin Nash, I presume? Follow me, I will show you where all the slaves work. So, your desk.
That comedy is so alien to them because they never seen anything like it before. Because comedies today are like an endangered species of a genre. And you might say, well, those are people you know personally, so they might share my sense of humor. And yeah, that's the audience that comedy is meant for. It wouldn't be for everyone. That's the point. Know your audience, then serve your audience. You just gotta have a spine to go through with it. The Bodyguard is the most egregious case. Even if it's the funnier and zanier of the two, it's still a parody of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, an anime that's 25 years old at this point in a franchise that's at least 30 years old. Bitch Girls for Life is only marginally better since it doesn't trap itself in old references. It would have been better if the new Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt episode 2 had more wit to its comedy beyond the mile-a-minute cussing, or if at least updated its references. No, that's the worst thing they could do, and thankfully they haven't. The sad thing about today is that there's nothing of novelty being created. If you look at current movies, it's always a reboot, remake, or reimagining or sequel of something from the past dating decades ago, where the original is 9 out of 10 times always better. There is no current references to draw from. Creativity is truly lacking, at least as far as the West goes. And I'm not being biased because they draw references from eras I wasn't even alive yet. The first episode, Panty drops a line, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" Well, do you?
Oh, tell me, do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do ya? Do ya?
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
That's a classic Clint Eastwood line from a film made in the 70s. Keyword, classic. Oh, and just a heads up, you could never beat me in Yu-Gi-Oh back then.
Challenge accepted.
I was so obsessed with collecting rare cards, which I showed in a recent live stream, that I also created my own duel disc out of cardboard and dueled people in my class with it.
Nerd alert!
Yes, I was truly obsessed, but moving on. It could be argued that New Panty and Stocking episode 2 is so dated because Trigger knows exactly who its audience is, specifically millennial anime fans. I would also say the latter part of Gen X. There's something admirable about how the anime knows that it's a product of its time and is ridiculously proud of it. The episode sticks to what made the original anime a hit, even if doing so dates it almost immediately. And I disagree. It doesn't date it because it draws from so many different eras and decades that it's almost like a time machine when you watch it. Trigger set out to pay homage to American cartoons like the Powerpuff Girls and Drawn Together when they made Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. And nothing has changed in the sequel seasons, visual influences, and goals. The episode doesn't really offer anything new in terms of animated spectacle, but it maintains the high quality and vibrant style that the season premiere boasts. And I'm completely fine with that. Give me what I want, no more, no less. Sometimes with new technology, creators in general try to go above and beyond so unnecessarily that it completely ruins the viewing experience. Sometimes with animated comedies that have been airing for a long time, they update their animation with new technology without realizing the old animation served as comedy itself. And when you strip that away, you remove part of its humor. And I'm so glad Panty and Stocking hasn't done that. I love how they transition in and out of the classic anime look, especially when getting ready for battle. When you just see how bad they are, like damn, you love to see it. It's like a striptease or something. The way Trigger's animation complements the characters' loud personalities and the script's gags is perfect. And I couldn't agree more. Trigger is known for their exaggerated animation, emphasizing body movements, bringing dialogue to life, where the animation is a character and personality of its own and is so fitting for what Panty and Stocking is. Now, I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself or speaking too soon. It's still early in the season and they could probably pull some bullshit later trying to introduce some modern crap trying to get with the times, but I have faith they won't. I mean, the first season they used the bundle of sticks word, infusing it with comedy. Not scared to have characters refer to them as bitches even in the latest episode.
Like the rest of these bitches!
And it's just a fuck you to the current politically correct way of going about everything. Oh, you couldn't do that when clearly you can, and Panty and Stocking is successful at it, so yeah. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. One reference that was random from the first season was the Fight Club one. First, that's top 5 favorite movies for me.
Yeah, with enough soap, one could blow up just about anything.
Tyler was full of useful information.
But I just would never expect that because Fight Club, it's popular, but at the same time, it's not so popular. Like, people know of it, but not everyone has seen it. But shout out to the writers. These guys have true taste in film. Also, if you haven't already, check out my music on Spotify. Links in the description. If you love those Samurai Champloo, lo-fi, mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. And if you want to support me and the content I create, consider joining my channel through memberships. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.